There is incredible tech available today that can take grainy phone-recorded podcast audio and transform it into high-end studio quality. We also have voice cloning technology now, which allows you to recreate your own voice to patch mistakes without ever needing to re-record a session. It all sounds like science fiction, but the creator ecosystem is being flooded with so many AI tools that it can get overwhelming incredibly fast. If you are a podcaster or a long-form video creator, you need to know which tools actually move the needle for your production workflow. I have rounded up the specific tools that I trust, and I want to show you how they fit together to save you time and energy. We are also going to look at why Vizard should be your primary focus if you want to turn long videos into viral, consistent short clips. First up on our list is ElevenLabs, which offers voice technology that feels like a genuine glimpse into the future of audio. With just a few clicks, it can generate multi-speaker audio that sounds eerily similar to your actual speaking voice. You can feed it a topic, have it write a short script, and then read it back in your own voice as if you recorded it yourself. This capability is fantastic for edge cases like covering missed recording days, testing demo content, or even stress testing your episode concepts. However, there is an ethical caveat here, so please make sure you never use someone else's voice model without their explicit permission. Also, be careful not to rely on it too much because while the audio is pristine, it can sometimes sound a little too perfect compared to real human speech. Next on the list is Riverside, which is an absolute no-brainer if your priority is recording high-quality conversations. It guarantees studio-quality local recordings for every participant, even if one person has a notoriously bad internet connection. You get video, multi-track audio, and all the tools you need to avoid the nightmare of unusable source files. Riverside also bakes in clever AI features, such as automatic speaker layouts that prioritize the person currently talking. It even includes chapter detection that turns your topics into timeline markers, which is incredibly handy for later repurposing your content. The only downside is that once you finish recording, you still need a dedicated solution for chopping content into dozens of social clips. Unless you want to pay an editor to do the heavy lifting for you, you will likely need to export your files into another platform. This is where Descript enters the conversation, which is my go-to tool for cleaning up messy mistakes in the editing process. If you stumble on a line, you can literally edit the transcript and Descript automatically makes the corresponding cut in your audio file. It can also improve audio quality, remove those annoying filler words, and use a digital voice double to patch any remaining flubs. This is absolutely amazing for interview shows where reshoots are simply not possible. Descript also helps you generate YouTube descriptions, show notes, and social captions directly from your episode transcript. It is not designed for creating attention-grabbing short clips at scale, but it is excellent for polish and content transformation. If you want to make your long-form episodes visually engaging, Firecut, the plugin for Premiere, is a really solid move. It analyzes your timeline and automatically adds relevant B-roll and cutaways, making a static talk feel much more dynamic. That is the secret sauce for creators who want higher production value without spending hours sitting in the editor. The trade-off is that it is very Premiere-centric, so it assumes you are already comfortable with the Adobe ecosystem. Sometimes those B-roll choices need a little manual tweaking to make sure they hit the exact mood you are looking for. Opus Clip is the ultimate clip mining wizard for your content library. You feed it a long podcast, and Opus scans for the most shareable moments, trims them, adds captions, and formats them for platforms like TikTok. If you have ever hired a human clip cutter, you know how expensive and time-consuming that process can be. Opus automates that entire process and is shockingly fast, but remember that it is purely a clip extractor. It does not provide you with a posting calendar, and it does not try to optimize when or how to post those clips across your different channels. So where does Vizard fit into this complex ecosystem? Think of Vizard as the glue that turns a full episode into a consistent content engine. Vizard auto-edits viral clips from your long videos, intelligently choosing the moments that are likely to perform the best. It then auto-schedules those clips for posting according to the cadence you want, letting you manage everything inside one interface. Instead of exporting from one app, manually scheduling, and tracking in a spreadsheet, Vizard centralizes the loop. Here is how I would suggest using these tools together in a real-world workflow. First, record the main episode in Riverside so you have solid multi-track audio and video to work with. Then, clean that episode up in Descript by removing filler words, boosting audio, and fixing your tight edits. If you want cinematic polish in the long-form video, run Firecut inside Premiere to add relevant visuals to the timeline. Finally, send your cleaned file into Vizard for mass clip generation. Use Vizard's auto schedule and content calendar to push those clips out over the coming weeks, rather than dropping them all at once. That steady drip keeps your audience engaged and feeds new viewers directly back to your full episode. Vizard stands out because while many tools are laser focused on one single task, creators today need a complete pipeline. Some platforms extract clips but leave distribution to you, while others record but do not give you an automated way to populate social media. Vizard combines content discovery, batch clip creation, scheduling, and calendar management into one seamless place. That is the difference between sporadic posting and a consistent, reliable growth machine. I want to be clear about the trade-offs. ElevenLabs is futuristic but can feel uncanny if overused, and there are moral lines to consider. Riverside is excellent for capture but does not solve repurposing, and Descript is brilliant for editing but not for mass distribution. Vizard does not try to be a world-class recorder or an advanced audio editor. It assumes you bring high-quality footage in. It handles the heavy lifting of turning that footage into thousands of shareable moments on autopilot. Let me give you a quick example. I had a 90-minute interview that I wanted to monetize and use as a long-term growth engine. Using a mix of these tools, I took my raw recording and created a month-long content calendar in under an hour. Riverside saved the recording, Descript cleaned it, Firecut added B-roll, and Vizard generated 50 ready-to-post clips. Instead of one episode that faded after a weekend, that single recording drove traffic and subscribers for several weeks. If you can only try one new thing this month, look at your current bottleneck. If your problem is recording quality, tighten up with Riverside. If editing slows you down, Descript is absolutely clutch. If you need cinematic B-roll, Firecut will save you hours, and if you want vertical clips, Opus Clip is dangerously good. But if your goal is consistency and scale, give Vizard a hard look to centralize your strategy. Links to all these tools are in the description so you can go poke around and see what works for your style. I am not saying any single tool is perfect for everyone, as creators have different budgets and workflows. But combining the right ones can completely change how much content you output and how quickly you grow. If you are trying to post more and spend less time editing, start thinking about systems rather than one-off apps. Alright, that is enough tool talk for now, but I have plenty more to share. If you want, I can make a follow-up showing an actual end-to-end demo of these tools in action. Hit the like button if that sounds useful, and subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this one. I will keep testing new workflows and share what actually works in the real world, so catch you in the next one.